Hey, YouTubers. Hello, YouTubers, YouTube community, or internet searches. I guess you can find YouTube videos through internet search and anyone who can find videos. This is a live broadcast. Again, I'm not set up to do a good media production. Sorry, I'm getting other computer indications of other posting social networking things I'm clicking on here that are coming up, but I'll get to those later. So, what was I saying? Right, I could do a better media production videos, I guess, if I got set up to do it with a camera and lighting, and you could all the stuff you can add to a video and show in a video. But currently, I'm just set up again to do it through my laptop cam. All I have really is the live broadcast. I still haven't gotten into recording videos, such as you could record the video with your cell phone, video or laptop cam, and then use a video editor to go through and edit it and everything. I just haven't done that yet. I just would have to find the inspiration to do so and just start doing it if I felt like it, I guess. But so maybe I should do that. Maybe I should just like force myself or try to motivate myself just to make better videos, just record video footage, get a video editor. I guess, are there free ones, I guess, or do those cost money? I don't have a lot of money. I have credit cards. I could go into more credit card debt, buying some video editor, I guess, program, or maybe there's free ones. Just try to make better looking videos, better looking YouTube videos instead of just this live webcam stuff as a video. So yeah, I'm not talking about the original topic of this video yet. I'm just going on about my thoughts about the idea of creating better video productions. And really, part of me, I really don't want to talk about this video's topic. I really would rather not. But I can't help it. It's forced onto my mind. It's something that is affecting me and I have to deal with, apparently. And it's just, I don't know if it's just a big headache. But, yeah. So I've been caught up with mental health since 2001, off and on. I've had 13 jobs I've worked. I've never been let go from a job. This whole history of this stuff. And being forced and put into my life. And I don't know what to say anymore because now they just put in the last court document, forced Electro ECT. Why? No one has told me why. I don't know who actually put it in there. They are forcing me to work with this assertive community treatment team. And did the psychiatrist on the ACT team put it in there? Did some mental health manager put it in there? Did someone at the county put it in there? Is it just a de facto thing they put into court documents so they can force this on you if they want to or think it's needed? No one has talked to me about it. I just saw it myself personally. If I didn't have the court document myself, I wouldn't even know what's in there. I never liked reading these court documents. They do this to me year after year. They commit me year after year, de facto. And I get disturbed even looking at these court documents and what they're doing. It's it. So I try not to even look at them. But I'm poor. If I was not poor, I suppose I could just change my life situation. So, and I could really look at hindsight in my life, different parts of my life where I've worked and had money. But I just didn't foresee all this stuff coming on me in this situation, And I just looked at a Bing search, this forced ECT stuff, and it's like, why would they force this on someone who is, as soon as you start saying that, they think there's a medical reason for it. They think there's some medical reason they need to force this on you. But what would that be? I can go to the Mayo Clinic webpage on ECT and all this stuff, read their reasons for it, but it's so much of it is just disturbing, and I don't know anymore. Seems degrading to me. If you don't want something to occur to you, what's a rape? A rape is someone approaches you sexually, and there's different varieties of rape. Either they finagle you into it, or you're a pushover, or it's a date rape, sometimes, or you're just walking down the street or an alley or wherever, and someone grabs you and forcibly, violently rapes you or something. So what even is a rape? There's this whole spectrum maybe of rapes and all this stuff. There's sexual porn where people love to be treated that way, apparently, or accept it. And then there's anyone outside who can completely be attacked with such a thing. So when I look at this ECT stuff, it's like, what is a date? What's this? They go to a bar and they force drugs on you. Someone will slip drugs in your drink, and then they'll take you home and rape you or whatever. What's this ECT stuff? I read a little bit about it, and they like put drugs in you and tranquilize you, and then they put this thing in your mouth so you don't bite your tongue or whatever, and your muscles convulse, and they put this shit on your head and this stuff on your head and force electricity through your brain. Would you rather be raped or have forced ECT? This is a disturbing topic to people, I think. Would you rather be raped of some grade or spectrum of actually being raped? Or would you rather have this forced medical procedure where they tranquilize you, increases a little bit the chance of death, apparently, and you must, whatever the hell, they do it to you. They're saying that they start doing it to you 2 to 3 times per week. Is my life going to come to this? So it just seems so stupid to me. No one will talk about it. I don't know. It's just, and what could I do? Should I think it's retarded. I think it's stupid. Should I just do something in my life to prevent it, just so I don't have to experience that just because I think it's stupid or retarded or degrading or even potentially harmful a little bit? It increases your chance of death a little bit. They say it has side effects, can cause memory loss. You look it up on the Wikipedia or wherever you want to look it up. But right now I could just run away and be homeless. I could just take a bus ticket, maybe drive a car, rent a car, walk away, whatever, and just try to find a homeless shelter somewhere or a tent city. But what good's that going to do? That would avoid this potential thing where they're going to force something. It just seems retarded to me. And I have run away from my life situation before. I did it in 2008 or 2009, and I've done it in 2012 or 2013. And I felt great. I felt fine. I had no psychosis type of stuff that was, you know, debilitated me. And see, in these court documents, they say I'm an inherent harm to myself and others as a justification for forcing the neuroleptic schizophrenia drug brain tranquilizers on me. And that's, you know, it's really not accurate to the way I experience life, the way I function, the way I have functioned. It just isn't accurate. But they use that legally as their legalese to force this on me. Year after year, year after year. And now they threw ECT in there. You know, I bullshitted my mom. I called her up and I just bullshitted her about, suicide or something. That was a good idea. She called the ACT team. And then the ACT team called ACT team called me to talk to me. Oh, are you suicidal? Well, I'm not suicidal. I'm not out of my mind suicidal. So I'm just kind of bullshitting about the idea and the topic. But they take it so seriously. And I wonder if that's why that ended up. I wonder if that's why this ECT ended up in the court documents, because if someone's all suicidal, is that one of their options and diagnostic criteria for forcing ECT on someone as like a last ditch effort to stop them from being suicidal or something? So who knows why that I don't even know why that ended up in the court documents. It's like, what do media producers and authors and scriptwriters do? They can talk about suicide and create suicide materials all they want. But the general everyday human being or citizen, if they start talking about suicide or something, are they going to get suspected of suicide? If you're pigeonholed as mentally ill and even mention suicide, are you going to get reported? It's like, call people. These are all these help numbers. Call these help numbers about suicide, or if someone's suicidal. But so I wasn't planning to bring up suicide. I didn't put that in the description of the. I guess I can edit that later on. But you know, I'm sitting here thinking about this ECT, and I'm thinking I should commit suicide because they're going to force ECT on me. I don't think I should. I'm not suicidal in the sense that I should have ECT, but once I think about ECT, I'm like, that's suicide there. And I guess that's why they have Suicide Squad and all this shit. But I don't know. I think it's really retarded. I think it's really very retarded. Oh, God. What's the point? So I really don't know what's going to happen here. I just saw the images on Ving. There's all the people with their thing in their mouth and all this stuff on their head. And they're getting their ECT, whether they want it and look for it or whether it's forced. There's all these, it just gives me a bad impression. These medical people standing around them, forcing this on them or doing this to them. That's disturbing. That's fucking disturbing. That's such a bad impression of life. You know, especially someone like me. I felt fine. Yes, I experienced this weird shit, this mental breakdown shit in 2001 to 2002 after college. Yes, I experienced that shit. And, you know, I've talked to people. There's this girl in Germany who's called mentally ill. She fought for the idea that she was just low on B vitamins, and there's these theories sometimes maybe B vitamins have a great effect on these things. So she just fought for B vitamin injections. So she didn't get neuroleptics or whatever, or forced ECT. She just negotiated and got to the diagnosis that she just needed B vitamins, B vitamin injections. So whatever. No one has given me that option. Maybe I was low on B vitamins if you're a B vitamin injection. So I have all these. I have these alternate theories of the 2001, 2002 experiences I was having. Maybe it was all these life stressors. I stopped eating and drinking a lot. Maybe I had glucose deprivation to my brain and lack of B vitamins. And I just went into some type of psychotic type of experiences and not talking to people for that. But there's a whole host of things I could think about that were stressing me out in life, in addition to not eating and drinking. So I experienced that stuff, and I stopped talking to people, and then I had this parents issue stuff. I'm home from college, and I did some work and painting for my mom for a while, and then so I was laying there not talking to me. And then she wanted to make me go live at my dad's house, whatever her rationale for that was. So here I am, not talking, really talking, just laying there. And so she brings me to Sioux Falls, and then my dad meets her there and picks me up and takes me. Then there's these events that occurred there, and he eventually takes me to Rapid City. So I don't know. I'm kind of laying around Rapid City, and then there's this friend wedding. I go to this friend's wedding, and I don't know. It's kind of a bad memory, or it just didn't work out, and so I think I'm gonna go. My friend had said, "Oh, you can always come stay at my house whenever you want, my family house or whatever." So I just suddenly took him up on it and went there. And I kind of wasn't talking to people, maybe a little bit. We ate dinner. I went up to the guest bedroom and laid there. Before I know it, some psychologist is in my room asking me what day it is. I'm just not really communicating. I don't really care. I don't know what I said or if I said anything. And he gets me kind of makes me go downstairs, walks me outside. There's a cop waiting there. He put me in the squad car. They take me off to Human Services in Yankton. So there I am. They start giving me a drug. I don't know if I was taking the pill or if they came and injected me, if I would or didn't care, or something about the pill. And I have all these memories from being in there, I guess. So that's my initiation in 2001 to 2002, basically, about initiating me into this mental health. You're a schizophrenic. Now this doctor diagnoses me with schizophrenia. So I'm in this world as a schizophrenic now, with this diagnosis. And they give me risperidone or whatever it is. And I don't know. Then I'm there for however many weeks or months in the fall there. And it's funny that they show all these people in there. They showed us all the sum of all fears. Why would you show a bunch of people in a mental institution or human services center who are disturbed or psychotic or whatever? Why would you show all of them the movie, The Sum of All Fears? That would seem like a really bad choice. That would seem a really bad choice of a movie to show people who might be having mental issues. But that's a side note. So then I end up going back to Rapid City. I'm on taking this risperidone pills or something. And so at some point, pretty soon, I just go to Office Max and get a job. So I'm working at Office Max, and then blah, blah, blah. So how is this ECT stuff even in my life? Because of that. This ECT stuff being forced on me is even in my life, going back to 2001 to 2002, where these events occurred, and it was forced into my life. I started working 4 jobs. Then I see the problem is I came to Minnesota, went off the pill, experienced some things. Not this, I didn't experience the same things I experienced in 01 or 02. When I was in a little crappy apartment, and I think I stopped taking that risperidone pill, and I experienced totally different stuff. My mind and my experience of what I was experiencing was totally different. It just was not the same at all. But I ended up going for a walk, and somehow a police officer took me to the hospital. So that got me hit. So this is 05 to 06, basically, somewhere in there. So basically after that, it got this Minnesota mental health going. So this police officer brought me to this hospital. Now I'm in mental health in Minnesota. So they throw me in the hospital. Then I end up going into this Wilmer Estate compound of mental health, human services compound, acreage, and all this stuff for months. And so I'm in there, and they throw me through court, commit me or whatever. They keep bringing documents to me. I have to keep signing. They won't let me leave this place until I sign these documents. I don't even know what's in the document. It says it makes you declare you're mentally ill or something. I don't know. So they wouldn't even let me leave until I signed those documents. She brought them multiple times, maybe over multiple weeks. So I just finally figured that out. I got to sign these or nothing is ever going to happen. I didn't have a lawyer or legal counsel, and of course I'm poor or whatever. So then they let me out. It's 05, 06 or something. I go live with my mom. I go on Craigslist. So I don't know. I guess I'm back to taking a drug or injection or whatever. And I don't know. Blah, blah, blah. But see, I experienced this stuff in 01, 02, this kind of whatever that was. And then I experienced this specific different stuff in 05, 06, which was very different. It wasn't even the same original experience at all. And then after that, I feel like I've never re-experienced that same type of stuff at all. Yet I have this. Why should I have a diagnosis or the same diagnosis if I've never even re-experienced that same type of stuff? Why would it be one diagnosis if it's very different things? So I've had this so I worked in 06 and 07. And I have this story. And then, I went off the medication again, and probably in 08. And I did not experience this 01, 02 stuff. I did not experience this 05, 06 experience. So basically, it's like it faded away from my life. Whatever happened in 01, 02. But they just label it an incurable brain disorder as all the same thing. It's all one thing, which I don't think it is. Not for me personally, anyway. That's not the way I have experienced it. So I didn't want to live. I was working at Target for a year. I was looking at other options, and I didn't want to live at my mom. I was living at mom's house. I didn't want to live there. So I just went to Minneapolis, got an apartment. One thing comes to another, push comes to shove. I guess my mom or someone put a missing persons report out, even though I'm sitting here living in an apartment and whatever. Cop pulls me over. I'm just driving down the road for whatever reason. And, oh no, are you homeless? Are you okay? There's like, she's reading missing persons report or something. I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. But I gave her my address, and that got the forces in motion to whoever the police or whoever's communicating to, whoever they're communicating with. I don't really know what happened, but once again, like what happened in 2001 and in 2002 era. Now it's in Minneapolis, and these county people and the cops show up again at my apartment. This is, and in my room, it's actually a room in a house. And once again, they handcuff me, put me in their squad car or whatever, ask me what day it is. I was just going to go out to lunch. I moved in here. I was going to the mall. I was just planning to go out to lunch that day, but no, they asked me what day it is and then put me in a squad car and throw me into Regions Hospital in St. Paul because I'm living like Como Park or something. So I am sitting there, and that was disturbing. I went in there, I was feeling fine. I didn't feel in psychosis or anything. I talked to a social worker in the ER, and then they call a code on me, inject me inside my blackout. I wake up in a robe. My clothes are gone. I don't know what the hell happened. I got surrounded by all these people and this doctor. I don't know if I blacked out or if it's what they injected me with. I don't even know. But so here I am. Now I'm in Regions Hospital, psych ward. And so I just talking to these people, doctors. I'm in no way feeling all psychotic like I felt I was really experiencing some stuff in 2001 or 2002 that was kind of, I think it was my whole spirit. Maybe I don't know if the B vitamin thing or glucose deprivation thing, if that has anything to do with it, like just too low on food. I don't know. And all these life stressors, but I didn't have that the same. And I just wasn't experiencing that. So I don't know. They let me go. It's just a fiasco. They let me go. I stayed at a friend's house. They made me stay in a brain injury clinic for a while. And then I stayed at this family friend's house. But finally, I just left. I wasn't under commitment. They didn't put me under commitment. And I just left. I just drove around, toured around. I had credit cards, toured around, went to California. I had bought a car. I was in my car. Had all these experiences that I did. Drove around the West Coast, California. Wasn't feeling psychotic. Felt fine. Enjoyed driving around. My car did get wrecked because I pulled up into a parking stall, and it's a low radiator on this Volvo. I think it's an S60. And I pulled up just a little too far, and I think the radiator hit that cement things they put at the front. I think that blew my radiator. So here I am. I have insurance. I start contacting a repair place, had it towed to a repair place. Then I contacted the Volvo dealer. I just had it towed again to the Volvo dealer. So I just started transacting with the Volvo dealer about insurance and Volvo. And they're testing. I was there. I don't know. I was interacting with them for a day or two or whatever it was. And they decided to total the car. There was too much damage to the car to repair agreeably or cheaply enough. So the cost of repairs, I guess, when they do this, the cost of repairs would be more than the value of the car or something, supposedly. Or I guess that's actually what they must have reasoned, I think. So I had insurance, though. I put full insurance on it. So I think they gave me, they're going to cut me an insurance check for the value of the car. So it was like $8,000-$9,000, I think. So I went into Progressive office to get the check, and they said, no, we can't give you this check in person. There's some rule or law. They have to send it to the address on file. They had to send this money back to Minnesota. I guess it would have been my mom's address or whatever, or I didn't really have an address or whatever the case may be. So I don't know. I ended up coming back. My mom is a lifelong nurse, public health. She just snap judges me off your meds, calls them up. Cops come pick me up. I'm back in Minnesota, mental health. Once I came back eventually. Back in Minnesota, mental health and human services. After working all 06 and 07. Then they threw Social Security at me. So the way these people are thinking and looking at this way I am, they gave me Social Security. They threw Social Security and presented it to me, so I signed up and got Social Security now for this mental illness they all think and say that I have. I'm traveling around. I'm not feeling mentally ill. So maybe now that's perjury. So now I'm a liar to Social Security. But medically, they're all calling me and forcing mental health on me. And I have experienced mental health, and they do call it incurable brain disorder to have ever experienced that. So what am I supposed to think? What am I even supposed to think about all this stuff? Now I smoke too much. Never smoked my whole life. Until like 5 years ago, now I just smoke too much. So I've gone on and on about thoughts and memories of life and trying to think about my life situation and what it has come to. It's pointless to me. Pointless.